Hi, everyone. Hello, 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 my friends in my community, my group, on my fan page on YouTube. Hello, hello. It's Monday. And what we do on a Monday, we talk about stuff concerning ourselves. We deal with stuff on a personal development level. Okay. Oops, what's wrong with my glasses? But yeah, so today is no different. We're going to be talking about some stuff here today, something that we really pay attention to, but we should. Yep. Something that is so impactful, something that uh, we talk about it, but are we actually doing it? Interesting. So if you're going to be watching me live, let me know where you're watching from because today we want to talk about empathic listening. Ooh, that's a big one. If you're going to be watching me live, let me know where you're watching from. And if you're going to be watching the replay, let me know because today we are really interested in listening. We're really talking about communication, but we want to zone in on empathic listening, emphatic listening. Okay, because that is so important. All right, because we all know about communication. Yeah, we think we know everything about communication, but we're gonna realize today that we might want to pay a little bit more attention to how we communicate because we have conversations all the time, but are we listening? Is the other person actually listening? Are they hearing what you're saying? Are you hearing what they're saying? All right. So, for those of you who have not met me before, my name is Yvette Garel, and I come live in this community Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I help and I coach entrepreneurs, home based business owners, direct salespersons, how to leverage the power of social media and take their business online and take it to the next level. See, we all want to market online. We call ourselves online marketers. However, we need the skills that will help us in that direction because face to face marketing is one way. We join, we go in the room, but marketing online is a totally new ball game. So we need skills. All right. And today we're going to talk about a skill which is not necessarily used online because today is our personal development day. So we want to look at things that can help us as an individual because behind all the business we're trying to build is the us. So we talk about the you incorporated. Yes, you are the driving force behind everything that you're doing. So while we're building the business, we want to build us. Okay. So today we want to look at communication and what it really is. And then we want to just slide on over into empathic listening because we talk about, you could have, I have empathy for that person. What are we really talking about? All right. So effective communication is more than just listening. Yeah, I can be talking to you. Hey, hi, how are you? Hi, Eric, I see you there. You're telling me how was your day and you on and so on and so forth. But sometimes there's some deep things way deep down that you're not even saying anything. So with this kind of listening that we're talking about is something more than just actually hearing. It uses up other senses as well. So effective communication is not just about, exchanging information. You talking to me talking to you, whatever. Yeah, I hear you, I leave and gone. It is more about understanding the emotional, more about understanding the emotional side of the person that you're communicating with and the intentions behind the information that they're giving you. Because you can ask me, Yvette, how was your day? I'm like, okay, great. It was wonderful. But deep down in my heart, deep down in my heart, I was like, oh, if she didn't even know what I'm going through today. So you have to have a little bit more conversation to dig deep. That's why we talk about the intentions. how important intentions are in our business. When we peel back the onion and realize what our intentions are, it has more to do with how that thing would make you feel. So it bears heavily on the emotional side, on the psychological side. It's not even about the tangible thing. It is about how the tangible thing make you feel at the end of the day. Everybody wants to be a millionaire, but how would that make you feel if you're a millionaire? When you ask that follow-up question, yeah. So we got to pin it down, my friends. So that's why this communication thing is so important. Is maybe if you think about it, communication is pretty much one of the most important thing that we can do for each other to communicate effectively. And remember, we say it's not just about listening, it's about understanding the information, the emotional and the intention behind what you're hearing, what you're, what the person is telling you. All right. So in life, in this life, communication is important. Pretty much one of the most important thing that you could ever do. Because if you're living at home with someone and the person isn't talking to you, not saying a word, they just go about their merry way, or you're in the office or you're in your business, you got team members on your team, and they're not saying a word, you ask a question, nobody answering, something is going on. It could be that they don't know the answer. It could be that they don't care to answer you. All kinds of reasons. But you would not know until you actually dig deeper. That's why sometimes when you get in some sessions, in your business and in your life, maybe if you go to counseling, the counselor will be digging deeper. So tell me a little bit more. Tell me a little bit more about that particular thing. Tell me a little bit more. How did that make you feel? What's happening there? I heard you said so and so. Let's do a little bit, dig a little deeper in that. So that's where all of that is coming from. But these people are trained. But me and you, we ain't trained for this thing. We're not trained for this thing, but we really need to know. Because if you're going to do business and you're going to do business with different kinds of people all over the world, from different ethnicity, from different race, different cultures, you might want to check into this. And I would encourage you that if those of you are watching and those of you who will be watching, it is this book. It is Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And I'm going to tell you, Stephen Covey nailed this topic, okay, on communication. And this is his 7 habits is a habit. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Okay, so that's where all that empathy is coming from. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Let's break that down. Okay, so I come to you and I say, hey, you know, what do you think about so and so? And you're answering me, and I'm listening. But I'm not getting the feel of what you're saying. You're just rattling off something. And I'm trying to understand what you're saying. But then I roll in with my little piece and I'll be like rattling off and then be like, okay, no, do I understand what you're saying to me? No, I don't. But I want you to understand what I am saying to you. Because I'm going to tell you, okay, I didn't understand a word you said, but this is it. This is how it goes, A, B, C, D. So I'm trying to be understood, but I ain't trying to understand what you're saying over there. And what you're saying over there may be just so critical, so important for me to know. Hey, there's a hole down the street. If you go left, turn right, you're going to drop in that hole. But you don't hear that. You only hear turn left, turn right. Yeah, because you got to be listening. You got to be digging a little deeper. So what's around the corner? I heard you said something about a hole. Tell me a little more. Dig a little deeper. Try to get out everything. See, why I'm saying this is because in the business that we operate online, we have to talk to people. We cannot get around that. We have to talk to them some way, shape, or form. Okay. Even to say hi, how you doing, how is business, what's going on, So we got to develop this listening skill. In school they taught us how to write, how to read. Hmm. Yes, they taught us a little bit about you got to listen, but not deep enough that we can get into this emotional, psychological, empathic portion of a person. You have to go get different training for that. In general school, yeah, they teach you how to write. In first grade, they teach you how to read. Now you go up through college, yeah, but you listen to information, and the professor or whomever is a lecturer is assuming that you get it, right? Hmm. You might leave it to that class as dumb as nail. Don't get one thing. You just know that you went to the class. You're gonna have to go reread again, maybe go ask questions, dig a little bit deeper to understand the material. But I'm gonna tell you, you didn't ask any questions, you didn't dig deep, didn't try for the person to understand where you were coming from, what's going on. You didn't understand that because of so and so. So sometimes it is left, we can't just blame it on the whoever is the communicator. We have to uh, drive some of the leverage on the person who is actually, okay, you got to bring it out. But the key to that is that because of how what the word is, how delicate this thing is, as a communicator, you have to pay attention not only to the words that are being said, but to the body language, to the reaction, you have to listen, you have to look, you have to feel. You got to feel this thing. I heard somebody ever said, talk about something, and the man, you feel the emotional impact right away. They touch you real deep, huh? Yeah. So you can you feeling it, man. It's as an impact, so you can actually relate to it. So that's different from me just telling you, oh, yep, I was good. Everything's all right. No, you didn't feel that. No. So the empathy, people talk about empathy. It's not being sympathetic now. That's different. We're talking about having empathy for the person. Empathy, right? So, of course, I have some notes here for you because when I read, I like to make my notes and I always like to share. So let me bring it over. Okay, so today is Mindset Monday. We like to reset the mind as entrepreneurs and as home-based business owners and direct sales personnel, wherever you fall in the scheme of things, network marketer, right across the board. It all has an impact on all of us. And we have to, if we're going to be leaders and be influential and lead a team, we need to know these things. So that's what we do every Monday. We touch the nerve. Yeah, you might want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. So, so communication, we said, is the most important thing that you can ever, the skill that you can ever have in life. Because I'm telling you, if you don't talk to me, then I won't know what's going on in your, right? Okay. So we write, we speak. But what about listening? Yeah. We heart, some people, you go to them with some information and they just not, they don't even care what you have to say. They just be like, bam. Yeah. So that's something that we have to develop, my friends. And it's not easy because we weren't trained, but we must develop that skill. It's not a we should or we must develop that skill. I myself is learning that skill, and that's why I'm bringing it to you. I have to be relearning some things, especially this skill, because as a teacher, you disseminate the information, but by the time you look around, the bell goes, or it's time for the leave, you don't even have time to dissect it, and because you got to finish the curriculum, you know how that is. You got to finish this subject matter and you got to keep it moving, but it's hard. But now that we're adults and we're in a different arena, different environment, which requires more of us, we need to develop the skills so we can start listening to your partner, listen to your husband, listen to your wife, listen to the kids. Oh my goodness, we really need to start listening to these kids because they are talking, and they're talking really, really loud. in marriages. A lot of time when the marriage breaks down, it is a communication piece at all levels. Yep, yep. I've seen that, seen a lot of that. And so I myself, have to catch myself sometimes. That's why we need to personally develop ourselves. I cannot stress that enough. Anyway, so we know we haven't had much training into listening the skill, right? So it doesn't give us any excuse not to get it. We can go out and we can buy books, or we can get the Kindle version, or go to the library in our free time and read books, or somebody has one, you can get whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be Stephen Covey's book, it could be another book. So personal development is a must. Okay. And for those of us in network marketing, they said network marketing is personal development attached to a compensation plan. That's something when you get home or wherever you want to think about that. Think about that real good. It is personal development attached to a compensation plan. Okay. Now, if we want to interact effectively, you first have to understand. Okay. So you want to talk to Yvette about something? Okay, yes. And she's going to listen. And then she's going to, it's going to be a dialogue, of course. But at the same time, we all need to try to see where the next person is coming from. Because that's why we got to dig deep. And sometimes we really don't have time. But if we really want to get to the root of the matter, as my mama would say, get to the root of the matter, you got to dig deep, because roots are deep down, right? We're talking about strong trees. We got some strong roots that are deep down, and we are letting those go. What we call those? BS, right? Our belief system. BS, right? We got some strong BS that's way deep down. We are letting them go. And if somebody doesn't dig deep and peel back the onions, they won't know. They will never know, because you're not going to just tell them unless you develop trust. Okay. Now, our conduct in our question lies in our experience, right? So basically, we might have we might have an experience, and when we're talking to the next person or we're asking the question, we probably are asking based out of our experience, but the next person might have a different experience. So you see, that's why we have to kind of train ourselves up in that, because you got to shut yourself, take your experiences and put them over there, and try to understand what that person is going through. That is one of the reasons why I love attraction marketing, because it speaks to that issue. We try to understand the pain people are feeling, the pain that prevents them from moving to the next level, all the pains that they are experiencing that they cannot get to achieve their dreams. So that is one of the tenets of attraction marketing, the empathy. Okay. So our conduct as we question, is how can we experience what others are experiencing, and how can we do that? So we say we always got to put ourselves in their shoes, but sometimes you can't fit in the shoes, because you just can't have the experience. My experience and your experience is going to be totally different. Yeah, but we can share, and maybe we can find some commonality. I figure that's what happened when people fall in love, right? Yeah, I think maybe. I don't know. We must strive to influence. Okay. Now, when we gotta influence others by how unique you are. Now, I am me. Nobody else can be Yvette. Okay. Now my approach to you is gonna be one way, and the next Yvette over there is gonna be another way. But my uniqueness, maybe I have a way. We always say, "Oh, she got a way with people," or "He got a way with people." It is because of the empathy. It's not no way. It's because that person is wanting to understand what the person over there is trying to say. So they kind of they open up and put themselves in a position where they can listen. Okay. Now, that's something else. Oops, something in my eye here. Okay, so we're talking about seeking to understand rather than to be understood. So we want to understand first, then here it is. So I understand where you're coming from. So here's my take on that. The person can say understand. Now, let's see how that skill can help us in business. Now, the skill of the empathic listening inspires openness. When a person understands that you're really understanding what they're saying, they'll open up more. They'll tell you a little bit more. They'll share a little bit more because you already show them that you can no that you can you're understanding where they're doing what they're doing, where they're feeling, how those things are working for them. I have no idea who is that, but so the empathy listening is important. Now, when the person realizes that you really are touching their pain points, then I'll be like, oh yeah, yeah. They they know that you're in their corner. So then they realize, be like, oh, she knows what I'm feeling. He knows what's going on in my little part of the world. Okay? Now, so seek first to understand, then to be understood. Now, what do we really do in our conversations? We listen, yeah, we understand, yeah, what's going on, yeah. You got to dig. You got to get in there a little bit deeper. Little bit deeper. Little bit deeper. Now, we see first to hold on one second. I have no idea. Excuse me.
Front door.
Ah, okay. All right. I thought that was an emergency. I apologize. Oh my goodness. I was like, this gotta be an emergency. Somebody just ringing in the doorbell. But anyway, let's continue. Oh, do I hate that? All right. So we must first seek to be understood before we want to understand, before we want somebody to understand, before we try to get people to understand us. So it's like a two-way process. So are you understanding what I'm saying? And then I'll be like, okay, yeah, but I want to learn a little bit more about this. I want to learn a little bit more about that, right? Now, but we just roll it off. You got it, yeah. And they'll be like rolling down the street and they don't get a thing. So that's why it's so important for us to practice this empathy listening. Yes, this emphatic listening, because the Stephen Covey talks about the psychological air. Talks about the psychological air. And let's see what this. I had to look this up because I had to get some deeper understanding about the psychological air. So he says it when people when people realizing that you're understanding what they're saying, it's like you open up this emotional side of them. Open up this emotional side of them, and he calls it the psychological air. It says here, people feel a little bit better about themselves. Oh my goodness. People feel a little better about themselves. And so they feel better about, opening up to you. Isn't that powerful? When you show empathy, people feel, oh yeah, they're kind of figuring out what's going on. They know where I'm coming from with this. They understand. So they start to open up. Now, when people open up to you, what are they building? They begin to trust you, right? They begin to trust you so that now we can have a really deep conversation. You trust me, I trust you. Yeah, that's how you can have influence over. How you can have influence over or in a situation. That's how you, because now you build that trust. Now you build that trust. Now you have that clear lines of communication open, and so now the person, okay, they understand me, and now they are at my level, they know my pain, they know the problems I'm having, they can feel it. So the emphasis, the listening skill that we are talking about here, it doesn't only take on it doesn't only take on the listening, it takes on all the senses. It takes on your seeing, it takes on your hearing, and it also takes on the feeling. So that's why the empathy is associated with the feeling. Can feel it. I know what you're going through. How important is that in business? Now, how are you going to help people if you don't know what they're going through? If they don't share with you, oh, well, I lost my job. I need to make at least $500 per month. And because if I don't, I'm going to lose my house. Oh, my goodness. Yes. My children won't get to go, they'll be out of school. I can't pay the school fee. Now you're getting deep. Now they're coming. Oh, then you dig a little deeper. So making that $500 extra per month, how will that make you feel? And so on and so on. Questioning is very important in this line of communication here. We won't go into questioning today, but I just want to read to you something here from the book, right? It says in empathic listening, you listen with your ears, your eyes, and with your heart. All of everything, or your whole entire being, you have to listen with, right? So he said use both sides of your brain. They say the right side of your brain does something and the other side does. He said you got to listen with both sides of your brain, right? Because you listen for feelings and for meaning. You listen for the behavior. Now we're gonna stop right there because that's a lot to unpack, to really absorb. But the point I'm making today is that how important is personal development in growing your business? Because if you don't understand these things, you probably would have probably turned off people from your business already, or nobody, because you probably didn't listen to where they were coming from. They probably don't want to talk to you because they know you don't listen. Because want to build teams, want to build networks, want to build everything. But where is the empathy in all of this? Now that's important, my friend. The listening skill that we weren't taught in school, right? Not to any great extent. The one that is so important, especially in business, because it helps to build trust. Help to build trust. And you got to get that trust. And that's one of the tenets that attraction marketing is based on. So if you don't, and attraction marketing simply is you become attracted to me a kind of way because I like what you got. So if you will are willing to listen to what I have to say and help me solve my problems, then I'm gonna trust you to be with you and for you to carry me on your journey and join your team, become a part of your business and all that good stuff. So it's all connected. So it's not only about, the automation and the, driving the traffic and the funnels and so on. It is about the person. Yes, it is about the person. Very important about the person. That's how one of the ways we're going to build our business is with the person. We talk about duplication. Yeah, we want them to duplicate. We want them to do. It's a person. Are we actually listening to what they're saying? Are we applying this empathy listening skill to the conversation so we can dig deep, so we can learn where their pain points are and come up with for them to come up with what are your intentions behind all of this, what you're trying to do. And okay, then you'll be able to help them. It is hard to help, or it's more difficult to help a person when you really don't even know what's going on inside, or they won't, you cannot, you got to pull it out. So it's easier to help when you know, how the situation is rolling, right? And you can be like, okay, well, this is what is happening here. Let's see, because we are problem solvers. So that's one of the reasons. So if you track with me, see how all of this is connected, all the skills we're learning, social media skills, principles of this and that, and getting all this. but the person is so integral, my friends, that we understand the empathic listening side of things, because we want to build a relationship, we want to create the trust, we want to and create influence over, because once leaders are influencers, right? Once you have influence, there's no telling. There's no telling where you're going to go. Having influence over, right? You're going to have people following you. Oh, yep, I like, yep, they say, they actually do what they say. They mean what they say. Yep, I've seen them in action, whatever it is. So today, Monday's Mindset, I hope you got some value out of that. So, so important. I myself are, I'm in the trenches with you guys. I may be a little ahead, but I'm here digging up the trenches, cleaning out the gutters just with you in my marketing business. So, it's like all of us together. But at the same time, some of us we gotta step it up a notch, learn some things and pass it on, help someone out. That's why I'm here to serve. All right. Now, today's Monday's Mindset. On Wednesday, in this community, we're going to dive back into social media strategies. So I will see you on Wednesday. And in my group, we talk about other things on Tuesday, more strategies. And in my, and so this information is going to be available on YouTube. So I'm trying to stream in different places. So the information, you can go back and watch the tape, and and get the book. Get your book and do some reading. All right, my friends, I guess I'll talk to you soon. I have another meeting at 7. What time is it? I'm 3 minutes late. I'll talk to you later. Bye.